Sure sounds like something out of Hollywood. A drug smuggling drone strapped with more than 6 pounds of crystal meth crashes before crossing the U.S. border.
Now you listen to me. You've got the greatest meth cook in America. No, the two greatest meth cooks in America right here. And with our skills, you'll earn more from that 35% than you ever would on your own.
We have 40 pounds of product ready to ship. Ready to go.
Are you ready?
If only those behind the failed flight had Walter White by their side, but they didn't. Here's what we know. The drone crashed on Tuesday. It landed in a supermarket parking lot in Tijuana. The problem? The meth was too heavy for the drone. To put it in perspective, on the streets, 6 pounds of meth is worth about $48,000. Experts say this isn't the first time smugglers have tried to use drones for drug operations. So let's talk about this with Brian O'Day. He's a former international drug smuggler and the author of the book High. He served 10 years behind bars for importing 75 tons of marijuana into the United States. We're also joined by former DEA Chief of International Operations, Michael Vigil. Welcome to you both.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for being with me. Brian, I want to start with you. Before we talk about this drug smuggling drone, tell us about your own experience in the drug world. What kind of business did you operate and how did you get out?
Well, the business, I started like most people who got in that business, just kind of sharing dope with my friends. And, 20 years later, it was 75 tons from Vietnam into Alaska and basically distributed across the U.S. How I got out of the business was after that last deal, I had too much money and not enough brains and had a heart attack from a coke overdose. And that got my attention. I got sober after that and actually went to work in a drug and alcohol rehab before the DEA showed up and thrilled me with a 10-year sentence.
Should I talk about that with you, Michael?
You can.
Because I'm sure Michael would have a whole other viewpoint on that 10 years thing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Exactly. Michael, seriously, officials say this drone crashed because, of course, the meth was too heavy. Do you think this was a small scheme, personal delivery kind of thing, or is this part of something bigger?
Well, it could have been either. Keep in mind that drug smugglers always look at technology. They're always very dynamic in terms of diversifying their routes, using different methods to smuggle drugs, particularly across the U.S.-Mexico border. They use tunnels, they use ultralight aircraft, they use pneumatic cannons to shoot loads of drugs across the border. They've even used catapults to move drugs across the border. So I think that, this type of technology is something that they are totally considering in moving drugs into the United States.
So, Brian, do you think that this has been going on for a long time and we haven't noticed, or have drug dealers just started to use drones?
well, it's certainly recent. My partner, Henry Less, was one of the first people to shoot with a drone Niagara Falls, which we did for the Niagara Falls Tourist Commission. And when we did that, I saw this quadcopter go down with the camera, the face of the falls, and I thought, it's just going to be like 5 minutes before smugglers get one of these and start coming across the border with it. And I'm just surprised it's taken so long for us to find one. But look, for every one that's caught, there are probably 100 that aren't caught. There's a huge demand for drugs in the United States, and that demand is being supplied. People who want to do drugs are using them. They're getting them. And so if we've caught one drone, there are probably 100 that have gotten through.
So, yeah, and Michael, how easy is that to detect? I mean, you can
Well,
see the drones flying overhead, right?
Well, these drones are, these small drones are very difficult to detect. They fly at a slow speed. They're very lightweight, and you need specialized radar to be able to detect these little drones. But they have been used in the past, for example, in South Carolina, Georgia, where little drones have flown into some of these prisons carrying cell phones, marijuana, and cigarettes. So they have been used in the past on a limited basis, but I would venture to say that this may definitely be the wave of the future.
Okay, so Brian, let's say drug officials somehow are able to shoot every single drone that's carrying drugs somewhere down, right? Is that the way we're going to win the war on drugs?
Absolutely not. It's time to make a different mistake, wouldn't you say? We've been making the same mistake for, 50, 60, 70 years, thrown in excess of $1 trillion at the same mistake. We keep building more prisons, locking more people up, and we call that a success. It's no success. It's time to make a different mistake. This little badge that I'm wearing is from Law Enforcement Against Prohibition. My good friend Neil Franklin, former police commander, Baltimore, Maryland, he's the head of that now. And they have a saying, alcohol prohibition, drug prohibition, same problem, same solution. Look, there are only two options how people can get drugs. There's not a third. The two options are you can either have them distributed by criminal gangs who control neighborhoods, destroy families, kill people, or you can have them distributed by medically savvy people who, in that distribution to the drug addict, has an opportunity to have a conversation with them and help them change their point of view. Until we take that approach, we're not going to see any change. And like I said, there is no other choice. It's criminal gangs will give the drugs or controlled distribution through medically savvy people. And personally, we've chosen the first. We see where that has gotten us. Nothing has changed. It's exacerbated. So I'm going for the second.
Okay, so what do you think, Michael?
Well, I disagree simply because the experiment of legalizing drugs has been attempted in many countries, and it's met with dismal failure. Quite frankly, you've seen addict populations, significantly increase. And quite frankly, you're not going to get rid of the criminal element because unless you're willing to legalize drugs for school-age kids, the kids of today, have expendable money and they're able to afford buying, very dangerous drugs. So unless you legalize it for the youth of America, then quite frankly, you're still going to have criminal involvement.
All right, I have to leave it there. Thanks to you both. It was a fascinating conversation. I have to leave it there. Brian O'Day, Michael Vigil, thank you so much.